Good morning, year five. Now it is our social studies lesson. I'm going to talk about social studies lesson. Now, this is the first lesson of week beginning 10th May. Uh, we were discussing in our last lesson sustainability. What are the different examples of a sustainable tourism? You all wrote different examples of sustainable tourism. This is a continuation of it. So today's learning objective is to visualize the local occupations and the promotion of sustainable tourism in Alps and to create a model using showing your understanding of the local occupations and sustainable tourism that is prevailing in the Alps. Okay, so you are going to today create a model to show your understanding about the occupations in the Alp. So first we will start with the correction of this sheet. I will upload this on my learning as well, so you can correct it from there, or you can check from here. We did this worksheet last week where you had to color code the effects of tourism. So here I have used all the green borders for advantages and the red borders for disadvantages. So you can see and sit down and correct your work. You have already posted on my learning, but on class dojo, sorry, but you can still correct your work. So we're going to start this. If you are on Teams, we will do it together. We will discuss it. Then our we were discussing about the effects of tourism. Now, the tourists have really sometimes ruined the environment. Such a beautiful place you can see in the picture, but due to the tourist activities, sometimes it gets they pollute the environment. And we discussed how what are the different ways or examples of sustainable tourism. So this is a wonderful piece of writing. You can just read it. Today we are mainly going to discuss about the occupations of the people in the Alps. So, beautiful Alps and sustainable tourism. Alpine tourism, you know that every year around 120 million tourists visit the Alps and making the impact of tourism on the alpine nature considerable. Okay, so because of large number of tourists, there are different drawbacks that we discussed in our previous lessons. So but not all form tourism are destructive. On the contrary, well planned and sustainably designed tourism can be used to promote the conservation of natural resources. So as we were discussing sustainability, not all tourism will be bad if it is well planned, and if it is sustainable, it is designed in such a way that it is sustainable, it can preserve our natural environment. Today, what we are going to discuss is about the occupations of the people in the Alps, like farming, mining, hydroelectric power generation, then forestry, tourism. You can go through and read all of these. We have discussed this before as well when we did the uses of the Alps. So today's activity, you have to do is okay. Today's task is it's your turn now. You have to choose. We have discussed occupations of the alpine when we were doing. Now also we discussed through quickly, and before we have done it when we did the uses of the Alps. So this is basically the recap of all the things that we studied in our previous lessons in social studies. So here you have two ideas you have to choose from. You can make mountain region, and you can show the occupations of the Alp. Means you can make a model of the alpine mountains, and you can choose one, either choose occupations of the Alp and sustainable tourism. So here is a video clip which shows you how can you make a mountain, and the audio clip of Miss Anita talking about how you can make mountains from. So you have to be creative. You don't have to buy something new. You can use the materials, the things that you have at home, and you can make a model and choose one. Either you're going to talk about the occupations of the Alp. If you're choosing occupation, you can choose any one occupation of the Alpine and talk about it, research about it. Okay. So you can choose any one occupation of the Alps and you can talk about it during our Teams. When we have a session on Teams, we can discuss about it. You can present it to the class. So you can make a PowerPoint about the occupations and talk about it and make a model. Or in the model, you can just put some sticky notes and talk about it and make some short notes about the occupations you are showing on your model, and then you will present it in the next week. We will give you full week, 2 lessons to finish this work. So first, in the first lesson, we are going to discuss how we are going to do it on Teams, and then in the second lesson, we'll give you time. In the first lesson, you can research about it. Then second lesson, you can start making your model. So you can also choose to talk about sustainable tourism. So any one you choose, make a model, and then you will present it next week. This model and the presentation and the research work all will we will discuss on Teams next week. I hope I'm clear now. That's a lesson for today. Thank you. Have a nice day.